It's been a long night, as you all well know. Um, Unfortunately, unfortunately, all depends. Every draft is different as we move forward, and you could see trends start running up and down. So, um, you know, we didn't get up in the first round like you guys thought we would, but you know what? We have 8 picks for the next 2 days. We look forward to that, and I think we're going to acquire some really good football players moving forward. And with that, I'll take your questions.
You were active, obviously. Did you come close on anything? Was there anything that was really intriguing?
You know what? There were about 3 guys we were looking at that we thought may help us. To get up to the position where they were acquired at that time, I thought the compensation was too rich to move that far. I think we're in a position now, maybe you exercise a degree of patience in this thing and just see, and we'll start working tomorrow, and we'll just, we always are going to work at this thing to see if we can get up there. But the compensation package was just too much for us as an organization.
Surprised only one cornerback went in the first round.
You know what? And if you really talk to a lot of people in this around the league, I think if you talked about the cornerbacks, how they had the cornerbacks rated, I bet you would have 20 different stackings of at the cornerback position this year. And I think that goes with a lot of these positions. But I do think that there are some really talented football players going to come across this board here tomorrow and the next day.
From the standpoint, no wideout went until 25. Is that a product of, you said the wideout class is deep. People are just waiting because they know there will be decent wideouts there later?
Yeah, but the depth is a little, there's no really marquee, there really wasn't a marquee receiver per se, but there is some, like tomorrow, you'll see a lot of receivers start on peeling off the board.
What's left going into tomorrow? The odds of you needing to move up are what, good?
That's one of those questions. It's hypothetical. You explore those options, and then you see if you can get up there at the right price, or you stay patient, or you even kick back. I mean, now we can really get into the exercise of moving up and moving back, and we will actively be working the phones all day, all evening tomorrow.
So you didn't come close to making a move tonight?
You tried, but you could. It takes two, and every time we were trying, they'd kind of say, well, you need to kick in a little bit more, and I wasn't willing to do that.
Simmons, one of those 3 guys you mentioned?
I'm not going to say who the 3 were. I think it's inappropriate to say who the 3 are.
Number 1, 2, and 3 players in this draft you face this year, along with a bunch of other ones. Kind of part of your sensibility to notice that your opponents from this season were loading up a little bit?
No, right now I haven't had a chance to analyze what the other teams have done per se. What I was trying to do was kind of watch the board and watch the trends unfold on the board. And there were a couple times there I'd stop and listen to commentary on TV like I never really had done in the past drafts. And then I actually walked outside and got a bite to eat and ate some dinner, and I thought that was good. Actually, I went back about 9 o'clock and had a second meal, and that was good.
It was good.
It was pretty good, wasn't it?
Can I ask real
Yes,
quick?
ma'am.
Were you aware of the news, the audio tape of Tyreek Hill that broke tonight, and did that in any way, shape, or form impact any possible decision that you may have made one way or the other on trying to trade up for a Jeffrey Simmons?
No, I don't know the details of the specifics of that yet. Once I find out, we'll talk about that. And I mean, I don't really know the details.
Were most of your talks at the end of the first round, or was there anything earlier?
Well, I called Steve Keim up and offered him I said, listen, I got my 2nd, my 3rd, and my 4th. Is that enough to get up to the first pick of the draft? I talked to a lot of guys, but seriously, I thought after right about midway point there, it was time that's where you were going to probably get the guys you had targeted.
John, did anything surprise you about the first round?
There's a lot of defensive linemen that went. My gosh, how many went today? 14, 13? I mean, 14. I mean, that's a big number. And actually, you know what else surprised me was very rarely do you see in drafts, there were some tackles still left on the board there later in the process. And I'm watching the center and a guard go before tackles. I mean, that was something that kind of caught me just caught me off guard a little bit.
Juwan Taylor, one of those guys you thought would go earlier?
I did. I thought he'd go a little bit earlier.
Is it you'll be able to get a starter-type player with your first pick tomorrow, whether that's a trade-up or staying at 49?
We always would hope we could get a starter with that second-round pick.
You guys you were interested in, did they all get picked?
Did they all get picked? We're not going to talk about those 3 players.
Names, is one of them still there?
No, they're all gone.
Reaction to Steelers moving up, and then what Cincinnati and Baltimore ended up doing?
Haven't really thought about it strategically from their vantage point. Yeah, my mind was, I'm a compartmentalized thinker, and I kind of focused on the task at hand.
First round went by. Did you remain super grateful that Odell Beckham Jr. was your first-round pick?
I'm very happy to have Odell Beckham as a 17th pick in the 2019 draft.